so much, okay, to each and every one of you for coming on board. This is actually our first AMA session of the year, okay? It's the first AMA session. I want to keep this session simple, but I want to make sure to deliver, valuable information so that the JD work maker, especially JDXBOT community, understand, what is really going on, okay? So the topics that I want to cover today, will be the crypto market insight. And then we're going to look into a special control and management for the those of you who has a floating position above 1 month, all right, above 1 month. This may not actually applies to the new one, or if you are below 1 month, okay, it may not apply to you. It is only applied to those actually prolonged because of the market that dropped, okay, about 30,000, okay, which I will explain to you. And then I'm going to share with you the JDXBOT result for October till December, the 3-month result. And remember, we started our new strategy, right? The optimized strategy in the month of October. All right, so we're going to look into it. And then I may take some questions if there is, or comments or whatever it is, right? Later on, okay? Okay, now let's just move quickly to the market first. Okay, all right. So you can see, okay, as I mentioned earlier, right, that we actually the price actually went up, right, and then it came down and took the gap, right, at about 88,000. So Bitcoin price actually dropped up to 87,164. All right. So, but we do have a new gap that was created around 92,900. All right. So I basically, basically believe that this gap will be taken very soon. Now, every time you see a gap, that means there's a liquidity there. So if we go to the liquidity heat map, right, you can see we have a liquidity, right, at about 93,000. All right. So we have liquidity around 90,700 all the way up. So I suspect, okay, if the price, let me just see 1 week. So if the price actually, okay, can you see that? It can go all the way to 96,200. So let's say 97,000, right? So if we see a massive buy, right, massive buy or certain news that is going to push the price up, we can see Bitcoin actually probably reaching around 95, 96,000. All right. So just take note of it. Okay. Just take note of it. Now, I want to go back again to here and explain a few things. Okay. Explain a few things. Now, if you look over here, right, as I mentioned previously, okay, because JDXBOT, those of you who has been floating for 1 month above, you must understand what is going on, right? So we had the price, right, from 111, all right, the price dropped to around 80,524. That is a massive of about 30,500 points, okay? Now, during this drop, right, a lot of the positions, right, were safeguarded. So we have to break our own rules, okay? Instead of focusing on the position ratio, we have to focus on the estimate liquidation. So we have no choice, okay? So we have to basically deploy the hedging in order to make sure that from the mark price to the estimate liquidation, at least 20,000 points away or 15,000 points away to protect. So now during this period, by God's grace, none of our JDXBOT partners' position were liquidated. All right. So congratulations to each and every one of you. But please understand, when we take an action, we are sacrificing something. So now we have to change the rule of the game, whereby we have to have a special control and management to manage this position that has been floating over 1 month. Now, some people are like, oh, it's floating, right? So no profit. No, it's floating, but there is profit, right? Because also we got a partial profit that is coming in. So I'm going to explain to you, how is the partial profit rule? Okay, what do we do in order to take the partial profit so that you understand not how all these things works. Okay, so but I just want to establish, the background so that you are clear why we are doing what we are doing. Now, if you look, right, from that drop, market really not been moving much. Okay, not been moving much. It is just actually on the side range. All right, but the new one that is coming in, probably they are now having a lot of profit, right? Because when you have this kind of range, right, JDXBOT will do the best to actually clock in a lot of profit when you have this kind of range. Okay, because this is how the bot has been designed. And when the range broken and it goes like 30,000, 20,000, then we safeguard the position. So you must understand that. Okay, so while we safeguarding, we also deliver profit. So we're going to look into it later on. Okay, so I hope this background gives you clarity. Okay, what is happening, so that you know exactly why we are doing what we are doing. Okay, so this is going to be a very important base case before I proceed to the next presentation. Okay, all right. So I hope this is clear. Now, by understanding that, right, I can now move to the special control and the management to explain to you what we are doing. Okay, so you have to pay attention here. Okay, now please understand that this special control and management only applies to those partners whose position been floating above 1 month. So if you are new, and you just come in, you don't need, this is not applies to you. Okay, so you don't have to worry, or you don't have to, be concerned about this, because this is, so we have got two group of sets of partners now. One is floating above 1 month, and then we got another group of partners who are basically running as per normal. Okay, so just take note. Now, a few things I want you to understand here. Okay, now if you look into your position, right, let's just go into the trading also. Let's look into it. Okay, so this is basically, you can see, this is a Bitcoin. So this position, right, you can see has been floating, right, for about 1 month. So I do have on our side R&D position that is also floating exactly like our user, because we need to have the real data to know what is happening at the user side. So you can see I do have a floating position. All right, I do have a floating position too over here, right? Now, if we go to the asset, and we look into the futures, right? The futures, and you switch to the futures, all right, and then you go to the PNL, right? So let's take a look what happens, right, in terms of the PNL, whether during this floating, do we have a profit? So you can see, right, although we don't have profit every day, we have very infrequent partial profit, but look at the total profit. All right, that is crazy, right? So just imagine if you have $1,500 like this account, 1,500, and I've already got 425 profit for the past 30 days. Now you can click over here, right? You can see this is this was basically on the 20th. You see that? On the 20th. Then you got this one on the 13th. So we got two partial profit, but look at the profit, right? Our percentage is huge. All right, so this is just to give you an idea, okay? So although you may have a floating, that doesn't mean that you will not have a profit, because our algorithm has already been embedded to do the partial profit. All right, is this awesome? All right, so I just want you to understand that, okay? All right, now let's just move on quickly first, into the presentation, because I want to help you to understand what we are doing, right? So now the first thing that you need to be very clear is between the main position and the hedging position. How do you identify it's a hedging position? Now, if you look at this screenshot, right, if you see this mark, okay, there's a mark here, right? This is a hedging position. So that means if I look into the long and the short, in this example, my short is a hedging position, and my long is actually the main position. So now when we take a profit, we always take a profit of the main position, not a hedging position. All right, so this is the first thing you need to understand, okay? When it comes to futures trading and when it comes to hedging, in what condition do we take the profit? So that's why you see we are not taking profit often. We are just taking profit when it meets the condition, right? And this is the ROE, okay? So you can see this is the ROE, this is the estimate liquidation. So you can see from the mark price to the estimate liquidation is around 18,000 points or close to 20,000. So it is almost impossible, right, for you to get liquidated because it is 71,000 for you to get liquidated. Can you see that? So that's why we are able to safeguard the positions of our user. So if I bring you back, okay, into the real trading again, you can see for Bitcoin here, right? Let me just go back to the, sorry. All right, so you see for the Bitcoin is around 71,000. And then we have the USDT, right? Let me go to the USDT. And then you can see USDT is around 72,000. All right. And then we have the USDC. It is around 70,000. So everything is within the control. That's the reason why you don't see anyone getting liquidated. No. Unless I think we had one user who got liquidated, but not because of JDXBOT strategy. I think this user removed his main account balance. So if the user go and remove their main account balance, then we can't do anything, okay? Because that is a manual intervention. So when we check the algorithm, it shows that the user actually have intervened that causes that user to actually get liquidated. So we can't do anything about it, okay? Because it is funny, right? While everyone else is actually safeguarded, how can there be one user who got liquidated when the strategy and the algorithm is the same, all right? So just take note. If that user is listening to me, please reach out, okay? Because out of his 3 bot, the USDT got liquidated because only USDT, the main account balance was removed. But, but the USDC and BTC is fine, no problem, all right? So do reach out because that user also don't bother to join our Telegram group. So I can't find who is this user. So I have ghost user actually being part of JDXBOT. That's just amazing, all right? Because I also don't know who are these people sometimes, you see. That's the reason why I want them to be in the group so that I know exactly who are these people, right? So now I can't communicate. I can't do anything. I reach out through the email, no response, and so on. So I also don't know what is going on, okay? But nevertheless, all right, I think that is fine, right? Because his positions, 2 positions are still protected, but one of it probably he needs the money. He has taken the main account. So that is it. Because remember, guys, if you remove the main account, what is the implication? Your liquidation will come closer. We are controlling your liquidation based on your main account. So a lot of the sub account are depleted, right? So we are using your main account to manage your estimate liquidation. So if you think you need this money and you go and withdraw or you go and remove this fund into your spot wallet, then your liquidation will come very, very close. It will be at risk of getting liquidated. So I hope you understand that. Okay. All right. Now, let me just go back to the slide once again. Okay. So I hope now you understand. Okay. Which position is hedging? Which position is the main position? Now, as a rule of the thumb, normally we don't take profit on the hedging position. We take profit on the main position. All right. So that is basically the rule of the thumb. All right. So, so this is just to help you to understand. Okay. So now you know which is the hedging and which is the main. Okay. Now, the next thing is that what is the rule for partial profit taking? All right. Now, let me explain. Okay. Please, okay, pay attention because I want you guys to understand how this works. Although you are not managing it, we are managing it. But I want to educate you so that you have the knowledge. How does these things work? Okay. Now, if you look over here, right, this main position, we got the order size or the position size. And then the hedging position, we also got the position size. This is the order size. All right. Now, if you look into the rule, okay, partial profit taking formula. This is the partial alternate profit taking. What does that mean? Means that if it's a main, we take profit at the main. If then we switch the hedging. So the hedging, the short will become a hedging, the long will become a hedging, the short will become a main. So this is what we call alternate. So we've been alternating your hedging position from long to short, short to long, long to short, short to long in order to take the partial profit. All right. So this is the rule. Okay. So partial profit taking formula is bigger order size. Can you see that? Bigger order size minus smaller order size. So in this example, the bigger order size is my long. The smaller order size is my short. So hedging position always will be the smaller order size. Okay. Now, so I will get A, right? So the answer will be A. Now I take the A and I divide by the bigger order size, I will get the B. So I will get the percentage. So I take the B and I plus 10%, I will get the D. So this is how we do the partial profit taking. So now the second condition, the ROE must be above 30%. So if the ROE is not positive 30, now both is negative, right? Because the market has not gone up. If the market goes up above 91,600, my long will be green. And if my long is green and it is above 30%, plus 30, then we got another control, intervals hourly. So the algorithm check on the hourly, all right, and it sees that, okay, it is above 30, it can be 50, it can be 70, it can be 100, it doesn't matter. So once it meets this condition, partial profit taking will be secured. So an example, right, you can see if I take my long, which is 0.2974 and minus 0.23, that is 0.06. So why I'm doing this? Because I want to know the difference in terms of the position size. So now I take the difference and I divide by my bigger position size. I will know the percentage. Can you see the difference, right? It's about 22%, the difference. So this is important because this difference is the one that gives you the partial profit. Can you see that? That's why some of you, probably you see your profit is 10%, 15%, or, because of this partial profit are you not taking now. So therefore, 22% we plus another 10%. Why? Because 22%, if we go on 22%, it will be normalized. The order size will be the same. So we need to add another 10% to make sure when we do the switching of the hedging, the other position now will be bigger compared to the other position will be smaller. You see that? So we have to keep alternating this according to the market situation. So now, if you look, right, we just did the short, right? We just took actually profit on the short. All right, why we took profit on the short? Because market, if you look, if we go back, market actually came down. See that? Market came down. So market came down. So we took the short profit. Now, why is our main now long? Because next our liquidation will be around 92. So I'm expecting for market to go up. So now, if market goes up, all right, if market goes up, so if market goes up, that means my main position now will take the profit because my main position have the highest order size. Can you see that? So in this manner, what happened? In this manner, your asset, okay, is actually intact. Your available balance will increase and then you will see profit in your spot wallet, which is probably your profit, even plus some of your asset will be there. That's why you can see, even if you actually transfer 25%, you still have plenty of fund over there. Now, do you need to return back that fund into your balance? Don't have to. Because why? Because your liquidation is still far away. So you are not at risk. Can you understand me? So now, when we continue to do this alternate, now, why are we doing this? Because of the current market situation. So we cannot close your position at one shot. Because if we close your position at one shot, you will be at loss. And we don't want any of our partner to be at loss. So now, are you rather willing to let your trading goes on while we actually scrap the profit slowly, okay? Scrap when it is switched to up, scratch when it's switched to down. So we keep taking profit until your order size reduces, okay? And then your losses are very insignificant. So by then, your asset will be reduced. Your asset will be reduced because you have already taken out the money in profit. So at one point, okay, your asset will be very small compared to the profit that is already generated. We can then close all the position. You see that? So will it take time? Yes, it will take time, but it is worth doing it because we are only taking we are basically taking huge profit from your higher or for your greater order size. All right, so that's the brilliant way here, because we are doing and hedging. But the rule in hedging is that you must take profit of your main position that has the bigger order size, not the smaller order size. So that's why if I bring you back to the, now you can see, right? Example, let's go to USDT. Now, if you look at USDT, our short is actually positive, but we have already taken the profit. Why? We cannot take the profit again. So if you look into the order size, the long position now has the bigger order size, 0.94 compared to 0.82. So that's why we have already taken the profit. We cannot go and take profit again. All right, so now we have to wait for the price to go up 93,200. So that means if the price goes to 94 or 95,000, we will then go and take the profit once it is above plus 30%. All right, can you see that? So that is how it works. Now, once we have taken the profit for the long, what will happen to the hedging? The hedging will switch to long, and long will become the main position. And then we wait for the price to come down, and then we take the profit now for the short. All right, so now later on, the short order size will be greater than the long. Why? Because of the formula, right? Because of the formula, all right? Sorry. Okay, because of the formula here, you see? Because this formula is the one that determines the switching of the hedging, all right? So now, this formula basically also protects the position, so that every time the partial profit taking is executed, your liquidation is at least 15,000 or 20,000 far apart. So every one of you can go and check, especially for those who has been floating above 1 month. You can check that this is taking place exactly, and you can go and calculate everything. Now, some people ask me, do I need to top up if I receive an email, right? My answer is that you may not really have to worry about it, because you can check your estimate liquidation. If your liquidation is still 15 or 20,000, you don't have to worry. All right, but please make sure, okay, do not go and remove your fund. All right, don't remove your fund. Okay, make sure your fund is there, and if you see like you are below 20% or 10%, just go and top it up if you want to. All right, if you don't want, that is also okay. Not a big deal, guys, because we can still manage from our side even if you got $10 there. All right, it can still be managed, no problem, because it is an hedging solution that we already put in place. Okay, so I hope this clears everything now. All right, I hope this clears. Okay, if you are clear, please put up there in the chat. Okay, because you can still listen to this video later on. Okay, but please understand, today is AMA. AMA means it's technical, right? So I have to share with you this technical insight so that you understand. Because when you become knowledgeable, then you will stand with us, because you know what we are exactly doing. All right, so this is just the next level of transparency, right? That you only find probably in one program in this world called JDXBOT. Okay, so if you are part of JD Wealth Maker community, you know, right? There's nothing to hide here. Okay, I will tell you exactly what we are doing. All right, so I hope this helps you guys to understand what is going on. So as I mentioned, okay, you need to have the patience. You can't rush. So as we continue to take profit up, to take profit down, to take profit up, what will happen? Your order size will reduce. When your order size reduce and reduce and reduce, probably we will see, okay, the order size is so small compared to all the profit that you have made, probably we can just close all the position. Can you see that? So that is how we are going to make the decision as we move forward, okay? But nevertheless, please understand, I can change the rule anytime with my programmer. All right, if I understand the market situation and I see certain things, I may even change the way I want to do. That is up to me. Okay, but at the moment, this is what we are doing. All right, I hope this is clear. All right, okay, great. Now let's move on. So the next slide is just to give you a macro perspective of the result. Okay, so now before I show the result, let me bring you probably into the JDXBOT, okay, back office, right? Now, everyone has a dashboard. You can see in your dashboard the details, right? Now, if we go here, you can see, now look at this, okay? These are January partial profit that was done. Now, this year, we are already making a lot of money. That's why a lot of you came to me and tell me that, hey, Dr. John, we are seeing a lot of profit. This is the realized profit. Can you see that? So this is important for you to understand that January, although the market has been floating, but this account, right? This account is a floating account for over 1 month. It's already like 2 months. But look at that profit. This is massive, right? My USDT is currently like 1,500, the capital. Can you see? Sorry, you can see here, right? This is an asset. This is not a capital. So this is your available balance, 1.13. From 1.13, I am already earned $441 for my USDT, right? So this is just to show you the realized profit, but please make sure you minus the 25%, right? Because you only will be able to enjoy 75% from here. Now, I want to go to 2025. So you click 2025 here. Now, look at this, okay? This is the strategy feed. So look at from the month of October onwards, right? Our performance, since the new strategy is, actually our performance is quite stable compared to the previous month, right? We were really struggling. Okay, so by God's grace, with this wisdom and the strategy that we have, now we are performing well. All right, so although yes, market is been floating, things doesn't look good, but by God's grace, we are still doing well. Even if you can make 10-15% a month, I tell you that is still much better than nothing, comparing with the volatility of the market, right? Okay, now let's get back again to the presentation. Okay, so you can see. So what I've done is that very simple, right? This is the net profit after deduction of the strategy fee. All right, so this is the month of October, this is the month of November, this is the month of December. So now, in summary, you can see the average net profit for the month of October. Okay, our total net profit is 32%. So the average is around 1.03%. And then our November is around 26.5%. So the average is around 0.88%. And for the month of December, is the worst month, okay, actually, when come to the market. So our average was around 25. Some of you probably 20, depend, okay. So this is an R&D bot. So it's about 0.81%. Now, if you look into this number, isn't this good? All right, this is brilliant, right? Now, please understand, okay, if you are making another 15-20% from JDXBOT, and you are making another 20% from another platform, and you're making another 10% from, isn't that 50% because you got multiple stream of income? So that is what I'm encouraging you guys, right? Don't depend just on one. So if you already have an investment in another platform, why don't you also invest into JDXBOT? So that you can also earn from JDXBOT. Can you see that? So a smart investor know how to distribute his capital so that he can then reap the harvest. All right. Now, please understand, what is the rule of the harvest? The rule of the harvest, you must plant. If you don't plant, you got no harvest. Simple as that. That's why so many people, they pray and ask God to bless them. But if you don't plant, how God is going to bless you? So the rule of the harvest, okay, the rule of the harvest is you must plant. So that is the rule of the seed and the harvest, right? So if you don't plant, don't expect the harvest. All right? Then if you plant, make sure you plant well. Can you understand me, guys? I hope I'm helping you. Simple, right? Simple things that people don't teach in the school, right? Because everybody is just thinking that wealth is going to come and fly to me, right? From doing, no, you must plant, because that is the rule of the harvest. So whatever you plant, God is going to bless that, and you're going to see the harvest, okay? So simple as that, guys. So plant, okay? Plant different. You might need to have different plant to get different harvest, All right. This is a whole topic, guys. You need to learn from me. Okay. This is a whole topic about the seed and the harvest, right? There's a rule of the seed. There's a rule for you to get the harvest. Okay. Now, this is some of the note, okay, that you need to understand, because or else you say, oh, I didn't see this result in my bot. Absolutely, right? Because not everyone will see a standard result. Because why? Number one, actual result may vary, right, from one user to another due to multiple factors, including market liquidity. Bot availability is the biggest, right? Sometimes the strategy wallet, okay, there's no fund, so your bot is actually deactivated. So your bot, I do have people who didn't actually top up their wallet up to now, and for the past 2-3 weeks, their bot is not running. So whose fault is that? Okay, it is their own fault, right? Because the fund management is depend on the user. Okay, and also different market condition, and also user may come in at a different time. Okay, please understand that. Now, result for December include partial profit taking due to unavoidable market volatility, during which the BTC price experienced a decline of approximately 30,000 points. All right, so that's why you see December, right? The result, although I may say the result is not that good, but for many investors, this is like brilliant. Right? Now, JDXBOT does not guarantee fixed returns, and as trading activities are conducted in real market environment. Okay, so please understand. That's why I told you, right? So when you have a multiple stream of income, make sure you distribute to a fixed income and non-fixed income. So JDXBOT is a non-fixed ROI, but you are still going to earn, some substantial return, although it is not fixed, but you can't plan, right, your month. So you need another harvest that is quite predictable. Okay, but please understand, guys, the law of the seed and the harvest is simple, right? If you are planting a seed, you know roughly some fruits, you know roughly when the season will be. But there is no guarantee how much the fruit will be in the orchard, right? So that's why some people, they don't have an idea, right? Because they want everything fixed. All right. So there is nothing fixed, guys. A lot of these things, when come to the law of the seed and the harvest, is season. That's why you need different seed for different season. Okay. So I hope you understand that. Okay. This year I want to really, really train you guys to understand about this whole aspect of the wealth creation, right? So if you don't plan, you don't work, you won't find it. That's why I believe, right, action takers are wealth makers. All right, if you really want to see wealth, you have to take action. You have to start to plan. You have to start to do something, right? It doesn't matter even if you fail, because out of that, you're going to learn something new. All right, so this is important. Okay, great. I hope this gives you guys now a full understanding, okay, what is happening with JDXBOT, why we experience a floating, and despite the floating, we do have a profit. I think January probably one of the best months, although it was floating, but we still have a good partial profit, right? Okay, so that is basically, to give you a full understanding today on this AMA session, so that, every one of you are clear, okay, what we are doing, what we are strategizing. So we just want you to be part of this decision-making process, and we also want you to be part, to trust the process. All right, to trust the process. So this is important. All right, so this is, I think, critical, right? Because I know I'm also an investor, guys. So when I put my money, right, I want my money to be safe. All right, I want my money to be taken care. So I want to work with people who actually will protect my capital, will safeguard my capital. So the only beauty about JDXBOT is that your capital is actually in your own exchange. All right, compared to many other program, your capital is somewhere else, right? So always understand, okay? A fixed income is great, but if your capital is there somewhere else, you may not really have, that kind of peace, right? So that's why you must always make sure to recover your capital as soon as possible when your fund is actually on the third party. All right, so that is important. Okay, great. I hope this is clear. All right, okay, all right. Any one of you have any questions, any comment, any kind of input, please feel free, guys, to share your ideas and so on. Okay, yes, Haruna. Let me bring Haruna, and then I'm going to bring Obong. Okay, yes, Haruna, please unmute yourself.
Please, good day, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yes, we appreciate your effort. We thank you for the way you get us and the way you are bringing us up. I'm very happy and I appreciate. My questions concerning the partial profit taking. As partial profit is taking, what will happen by the time the partial profit is taken? What will happen within the entry price and the current price?
Okay,
Because
okay.
you know,
Awesome.
yes,
Okay,
sir. I need
that's a brilliant questions. But before I answer that, guys, I want to bring you back to the slide. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I want to make sure I cover this. Okay, now if you look into the percentage, right? Now, if you look, I'm going to tie this to answer Haruna's question. Okay, now, if you look into the percentage, it's 32%. So now, how does the bot take the profit? Let me show you, okay? So please, okay, don't touch this manually, okay? I'm just showing you so that you understand, okay? Now, if you go to the bot, and you can see we have basically got a I think it's a close here, right? Close. So if I click the close, you see, this is where we decide the 32%. See that? This is where the bot will automatically do the calculation and it will take 32%. See that? Because it's 32, right? Just now the calculation. So this is what we call a partial profit, not a full profit. Full profit means you take everything. All right, we take a partial profit. Okay, because if you do a full profit, all right, then you're going to have another problem whereby you're going to only have one position, and this one position liquidation will be very close and you can get liquidated. So that's the reason why we cannot do a full profit taking, guys. Okay, we have alternate. So what we are doing is that we are basically reducing the order size alternately. Alternately, we are reducing the order size. So at one point, order size will be very insignificant. We can close the position. Okay, now that is the number one. Number two, as Aruna was asking, right? If we do a partial profit taking, will the entry price change? No. Okay, entry price will not change because this is not an add order. If we add order or DCA, then you can change the entry price. We are not doing DCA here. It is basically a partial profit. I hope you understand now, okay? So that's why you may see, if it's a partial profit, you will see your entry price doesn't change. That's why I told you just now, right? I can change the rule because if I see your available balance start to increase because we do partial profit, then we will use your available balance to do the DCA if we want to, but not now. All right, so please understand that. But let's give an example of the new user like Bello and so on. You guys don't need to worry because you got no partial profit at the moment because your positions are not floating. Now, this is only applicable, as I mentioned to you, right? Those who are floating above 1 month. Those of you who are not floating above 1 month, this is not your concern at all. All right? You don't need to worry about it, okay? All right, great. I hope I answered that question clearly.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome. Okay, great. Now, let me bring in Obong, okay? I bring in Obong. Yes, Obong, please unmute yourself.
Okay, Dr. JD, confirm you can hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
I want to share my own experience so that at least the even those that are not on this meeting will be able to learn, and know what to do. So team, I started this JDXBOT with $100. That is 100 USDT, 100 USDC, and also 100 USDT. That is Bitcoin equivalent. Later, I top it up with 500 on all of them, and I didn't remove anything. So I keep compounding it. But I can tell all of us on the call and those that will listen to this video that the October that Dr. JD mentioned, I personally made 17,475 USDT personal that month alone by compounding, because I know Dr. JD, he has been talking about us compounding, and so on. Okay, even the partial profit, you know, the first one that was done, I saw it I think 1,500 USDC. Yesterday I saw 903 for USDC. I didn't see any for USDT. It doesn't matter. The board is doing its job. It doesn't matter. I also saw 1,500 and something on BTC, the previous one. But yesterday I saw on USDC 903. So it doesn't matter. The board is doing its job. So team, let's just follow what he's doing. You know, for me, I'm really happy. I know what it took Dr. JD to and all of us to get to this point. You know, even pushing. In fact, 6 good Zoom meeting, global Zoom meeting. 6 years ago, I was pushing, talking to Dr. JD to do this board because it's his own personal tactical experience, not technical analysis. His own, is his own. This one is his own, and he finally put this his own tactics in this board, and the board is performing. Team is my own floating. I don't care. I know the new people coming are seeing a lot of profit because they are only, but I don't care because even the floating is still giving. Anytime is we're having partial profit, I'm having huge profit, and by the time it closes, all of us will be shocked. By the time the board, even the one that is running, closes, will be shocked. But the only advice is just try and make sure that your strategy wallet, you have something there. Because the day this board will close, if we don't have fun on the strategy wallet, it will not be nice. So let's just make sure we have enough fun on strategy wallet, and let's be hopeful. This is a proven bot, you know. Just like he said, me, I don't have no worries at all as far as I'm concerned. Whether I just sleep, and like the one I mentioned that I saw this morning, it happened yesterday. I didn't even know. You know. So I just saw it. Team, this is good. It's good, and what he's doing, I love what he's doing. You know, telling us, advising us on multiple streams of income, and it's good, and it's being honest. He says it the way it is, not minding whether we are happy or we are not happy. He will just tell us the way it is. And for me, I think that is the best. Okay, so team, that's the only advice I have for the team. I always say, I really appreciate him because he takes a lot of time, you know, in looking at all these things, you know, and I just pray we continue, and God give him the grace, more grace to continue to do what he's doing with no distraction, so that we get whatever we need. And I pray that this year will be the best year, you know, for all of us. Thank you, Dr. JD. God bless you and your family. Right. God bless the global team. Thank you, team.
All right. Thank you, Professor Obang. Truly appreciate that. Okay. Now, please understand, guys, as I mentioned to you, right? You see, okay, as the owner of this company, I can be selfish and tell you, don't join anything else, guys. Just be here with JDXBOT and put all your money more and more here. I'm not going to do that. Because, yes, I'm the owner. I'm also an entrepreneur, but I'm also an investor. I understand that. So, and when you have something that is unfixed, you know, that you cannot predict, you need to have something that is fixed. You see that? Or else you dependent on JD, then you continue to send me message, Doctor, why got no profit? Doctor, why got no profit? All right. So it's a bit, sometimes, you know, it's your own decision of investment, right? So you need to really find a way how to balance your investment between the fixed, and the only thing is that, please understand, JDXBOT is real. We are trading in the real market. If it's floating, you know it's floating. If the market crash, you know it's market crash, and I can't lie to you. All right, it is the real what is happening in the market, and that is what you are experiencing. Okay, so I hope you understand that. Okay, Amanyi, right? Please unmute yourself. I think we got one more here. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor.
Most welcome.
And Obo Moses, thank you very much for your insight and contribution and encouragement. We really appreciate. Okay, I joined the meeting quite a bit late, so I did not get all what Dr. John mentioned earlier. So I will have to listen to the recording when it is posted. However, I want to say a big thank you to him. You see, I've been monitoring my trade some few weeks ago, about last month. Titus brought me in, introduced me to the JDXBOT. So I've been trading for more than 5 years, and it has been struggling. So overall, it has been loss. So when I check my balance as at yesterday, my profit and loss analysis, I see for the first time, I could boast of making $1,000, as in the total, getting to $1,000. So it's wonderful. It is slow. Sometimes you see market volatility, market going up. I will see Bitcoin going up. I say, why is Bitcoin going up? We are not making profit. But after a while, I will then start seeing some partial profit dropping. So it is okay. It is fine. So it might be slow, but we are getting there. We are getting there. So, Doctor, please keep up the good job. Thank you. And then I have another question now. The question is, as the trade is progressing, if I decide to pick out money from the trade that is running, is it possible? Can I, as in from my main account, because I have the trade strategies, I have the USDT, USDC, and the Bitcoin and the BTC. So if I decide, so maybe I need like $400, and I decide to remove 100 from the main account and then 100 from the sub account, is that okay?
Okay, all right. Let me answer that question. All right. Now, whatever you have in your main account now, that actually determines your estimate liquidation. Now, some of you, right, your liquidation, I'm not so sure. So you have to check, right? Now, if your liquidation is, because the rule of the thumb is that we keep your liquidation at least 20,000 points away from the mark price. Now, go and check your liquidation. Let's say if your liquidation is 40,000 points, then you can actually remove some of your main account. Okay, you can remove, no problem. But when you remove, you must watch your estimate liquidation so that it doesn't go below 20,000. All right, but the problem is that when you try to interfere manually and you make a mistake, then we cannot help you, right? Just understand that. Okay, we cannot help you. Okay, now, so if, let's say, for example, now, right, if your estimate liquidation, I'm not so sure if your position is part of the floating above 1 month. But if you are not part of that floating batch, I advise you don't touch your money, okay? Because what to say, DCA is running now, right? I think a lot of you comes in, market went down, DCA is running. When the market goes up, it will lock in the profit, all right? So you have to be very careful. That's the reason why we try not to inform anything about manual intervention, because if we give you a suggestion, then a lot of people will start to go and manually interfere. And then when your position get liquidated, you will blame JDXBOT for it. Okay, so that's the reason why I think it's the best for you to just use the profit that has been generated and be patient and allow the bot to do what it's supposed to do. You see, that's the reason why I understand this sentiment and I introduce you guys to other multiple stream of income so that you don't have to really dependent on JDXBOT, and allow JDXBOT to do what is required so that you have those profit in your spot wallet. That's all. All right. So you have to be wise. Okay, you have to be wise. I tell you, I don't want to say much about manual intervention because then I think it's going to disrupt the bot. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. Amanyi. Okay, because I tried to make sure that I also want to safeguard everyone. So just understand that. Okay, that is how it works. Because the rule of the thumb when you become part of JDXBOT is that you cannot manually interfere the algorithm. Now, please understand. Our technical team is monitoring any kind of manual intervention. We will know. That's why, like I explained to you just now, right? I think one user removed the main account and his liquidation only 1,000 points away from the mark price. Instead, everyone else is 20,000 points away. And when the price went down recently, actually his position got liquidated. So I think that user know what he's doing. He probably purposely do that because he needs the money. Okay, because he got 3 accounts, his USDC and BTC not liquidated. Only his USDT liquidated, and out of a few hundred bot that is running, only one bot got liquidated. It cannot be right coming from the algorithm. All right, it is actually abnormal situation because of manual intervention. Okay, so I would advise simple, right? So you be part of JDXBOT, you know no mental intervention. Number 2, you know that these are the funds that you have already allocated and you're willing to risk it, right? So you shouldn't actually plan anything with that fund unless you have the profit. And then you have the multiple stream of income, and then you can actually work on the multiple stream of income because now you got fixed income coming in on the daily basis and so on. But I would advise, to strategize it in that manner so that you guys don't fully depend on JDXBOT because it is not a fixed return. Okay, day one, right? I already said JDXBOT is not a fixed return. We don't promise a fixed return at all. All right, so I hope, all right, I hope that answered the questions. Okay, so just be very careful, guys. All right, because if you intervene and you don't know what to do, let's say, for example, right, I know some people, they intervene, they accidentally remove all the fund and the whole bot got liquidated. So what to do? Who to blame, right? Because then they say, oh, because Dr. John said I can. Yes, it's true. But how many of you are technically inclined and know what you are doing? If you press a wrong button, then what happened, right? So please be very careful because there are risks associated if you don't know what you are doing. That's why Obong requested many years back, doctor, can you please do an automated hands-free that we do not need to do anything? Okay, and now you guys coming to me and asking me, can I do something? So let's not interfere. Okay, let's not interfere. But nevertheless, Aman Yi, right? If you can reach out to me, all right, and show me the screenshot of your account, I might be able to advise you. Okay, but this is outside of this discussion. Okay. All right, so do reach out. Let me have a look and see what is the risk associated if you would touch your fund and so on. Okay, so that can be done, guys. No problem, right? Don't put in the group. Okay, reach out to me directly because if I advise in the group, then everyone is going to take the advice and do the same thing. You see that? That's the problem, right? JDXBOT always have this kind of problem, right? Because when I say something, like example, that's why I need to say that this explanation today is applicable for those position been floating above 1 month. So if you just come in, please don't ask those questions in the group. It's not applicable to you. You see that? So if I put a notice and say partial profit has taken, and now you say, hey, I just came in. Why I got no partial profit? Because it is not applicable to you. That's why I always put clear, right? It is 1 month and above floating. So it's not applicable for you. Don't ask question why I'm not having a partial profit. None of your business. Because you are on the different batch. You see that? So, but you got a profit, right? Every time the bot is giving you the profit. So that is not partial profit. That is just a normal profit. Okay, so please understand that. Because a partial profit doesn't change your entry level. Okay, but if it's a normal profit, then once the profit is taken, that position is closed and then a new cycle is open. So you can see whenever we take the profit, both positions are closed. That is normal. That is a standard. Okay, so but if you have a floating, then we cannot do the standard anymore. We have to actually adapt to the market situation. Guys, please tell you something, guys. It's not easy, okay, to manage this kind of algorithm trading. It's not easy, okay? So there is a lot of effort required here on my side and my technical team, actually. And every day I have to actually print out the report and look at every single individual, every single account. What is your liquidation? What is your available balance, so that I can plan what to do, how to strategize in order to get all of us out of this situation. So it's not easy, okay? You are seeing me, oh, Dr. John is involved in, so yes, I'm used to, I'm trained for that. But I know what I'm doing with JDXBOT bot, because you guys are my global partners and you guys are honorable partners. So I have to be responsible too, right? So this is important, okay? Just to let you know, okay? Yes, let me just take Obong last one, and then we're going to just close. I think it's nice, right?
So Dr. JD, I wanted to advise my namesake, Moses Amani. I want to advise him. Namesake, please, there's no point. For me, my own is to top up. That's my own. Either sub account or the main account. And wait, that's why ever since this board came, I've been working, sleeping tight, not thinking about anything. So my advice is, there's no point to go there. When the profit comes, you can pick the profit and do whatever you want to do. But let's remember that the strategy wallet on the JDXBOT platform must be there. There should be money there. You know, we won't regret it. At least we've done it since November 2023 till now. So this is a confirmed thing. Thank you, team.
Thanks,
God bless Dr. JD.
Thank you, Obong. Truly appreciate that. Amani, I would advise you, just talk to Professor Obong. He is now a multi-millionaire. He's going to be a billionaire soon. I think 400 he can probably spare for you. Okay, all right. So just talk to him, okay? So that will solve the problem. And then you can return it back to him from JDXBOT profit, okay? Yeah, I'm just joking, guys, okay? You guys are from the same, you know, from the same tribes, right? So help each other, guys. Help each other, okay? All right, but nevertheless, it was actually an awesome discussion, right? It was awesome because it's good, actually, to ask those questions, because a lot of people who are going to listen to this video, they can actually learn. Okay, now for the strategy wallet, I just want to remind you guys, okay, sometimes you see when I mention you maintain 10% of your total main account, that is a standard process. But partial profit is not a standard process. So partial profit, sometimes the profit can be bigger than what you already allocated. So what happened is that sometimes, right, when the profit is so huge, when JDXBOT deduct, it becomes insufficient. So there is a deficit. So you will see in your account. Okay, let me bring you to JDXBOT, explain to you that a little bit so that you understand. So if you go to the strategy wallet, right, so you can see there is available balance and account balance. So now, for a normal condition, your available balance and your account balance should be the same amount. All right. So now look at here, right? Look at here. For example, right? On this date, on January 21st, there is a profit, and there was a deduction of $14, but that deduction failed. Why? Because the account balance was actually deficit. Account balance was zero. So although it is zero, it will show here fail, right? Now, when I top up, it will automatically deduct later on. You see that? It deducted. You see that? 7-11, it is actually failed. And then I top it up. When I top it up, then it check, our algorithm will check and see, oh, okay, now there is a fund. Let's go and deduct the amount that we couldn't deduct earlier. So at 7:21, you see it's successfully deducted. That's why I told you guys, some of you probably owing JDXBOT. So if you see negative, please, okay, please go and top it up, okay? Pay us our fees. Okay, don't keep the fees to yourself, okay? All right, so that is just to give you an understanding. That's why when we did an enhancement, we actually added the available balance and account balance because we know these things will happen. And we already experienced users who owe us and actually left the platform, don't want to pay us. So that's why this user's email is actually on a red flag. So when they join or they come on board, you know, their bot, they will not get activation until they pay whatever they owe JDXBOT. So some of them, they don't want to activate their bot. Okay, so, but the thing is that we have to be righteous. Okay, we have to be righteous. We're doing, you see, you get your portion, 75%. We get our portion, or else how are we going to operate, right? Because this is our revenue. But if you take our revenue and you keep it, I think that is a sin, right? That is completely, you know, unethical, right? So that's why you see JD Wealth Maker team is completely different, because the way we do things, we fear God. All right. So when we fear God, yes, it's true, guys. I may not come after you, right? But there's someone up there watching you. Okay. So please be very careful. Okay. Sometimes you want to save $10 and you're willing to cheat someone, and then you get into something that is really bad and you have to probably spend $1,000. You see that? So please be very careful, okay? Because whatever you sow, you're going to reap. That is the law of seed and harvest. Okay, whatever. It is not just finance, okay? It's everything, guys. If you sow hatred, you will reap hatred. If you sow anger, you're going to reap anger. So if you sow negative thoughts about someone, you're going to reap it back again. That is the law of harvest. Okay, so please be very careful. Sometimes we think harvest is only talking about money. No, it's everything, guys. Okay, so just be very careful. So that's why I help you to understand. So when you see deficit, that means that JDXBOT has not got their income yet. Okay, so please help us. Okay, because we too have expenses, okay, to manage, and we too have, other things to actually handle. Okay, so nothing is free. Okay, nothing is free. I'm the only one who don't take any money from the company, but I still have to pay my programmer, my technical team and so on, right? So just take note of that. I can survive, guys, because I have other things that is generating money for me. So I don't have to take money from my own company. Okay, so until the company really do well, then the company will take care of me. Now it's my job to take care of the company until the company do well, and then one day the company will take care of me. Okay, so that is the rule. Okay, please understand. Okay, Micah, just last one. Okay, all right, Micah, everyone is excited now. Yes, Micah, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy. I think this is my second time of listening to you. I do not draw the getting understanding, but I'm well interested. I'm really, really interested and happy. My question is, what will be the minimum capital of the 3 packages? Or can one start with 1 package? Because I'm hearing 3 packages, 1, 2, 3 packages. Thank you.
Yeah, the best is actually 3 packages. So I think I did explain on Tuesday, right? During our presentation on the latest package price, right? So who is connected to you, Micah? Is it Obong?
No, Series.
Oh, okay, collectors. Okay, all right. Can you please I think collectors is connected to Obong too. I have already put up the presentation that I did on Tuesday. All right.
Okay.
So just reach out to them and get the presentation and understand how the whole thing works. And also I've explained about the investment because the subscription fees have slightly changed. All right. So it's very simple. Okay. The subscription, if you buy all the 3, is $300. Okay. All the 3 is $300. If you buy one by one, you have to pay total $450. So if you subscribe to all the 3 at once, it will be $300. Now, then you have to fund your main account, BitGet. That will be minimum 100. So if you fund all the 3 with 100, so that will be 300. Your sub account will be another 300 because if your main account is 100, your sub account is 100. So 3 account, that will be 600. So 600 plus subscription 300, 900. Okay, and then you need the strategy wallet minimum to get the bot activated, $30. So that is about how much? 930, right? Yeah. So let's say you need about $1,000 to get started with JDXBOT if you go for the all the 3 at once.
It's all right. Thank you very much.
Okay, but
I'll get to
I would advise you to go through the video because you also need to understand about the risk management, all the other things. So it's all been explained there. And then if you are happy, then please refer to collectors and sign up, under collectors referral link or so on. And then he will guide you, okay? Because everything is actually explained in that presentation.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. Okay, great, awesome. Okay, guys, I think this is great to have this AMA session, right? Because although sometimes the team is not big, because please understand, JDXBOT is not open to the public. It's only for the private partners. You see, like Micah can come in because he knows collectors. Collectors is our private partners. Collectors is here because he knows Moses. He knows Obong. So, or else, collectors won't be here. So everyone is actually our partners. You are connected. That's why I don't open to the public. If you go to our website, there is no registration there. You have to refer to the partners. So in this manner, we can control the team. We can actually focus more, right? Because I want to connect. I want to engage. I don't want to know who is there in my JDXBOT. Then it becomes very dangerous. All right. So you can see, guys. If I want to make money, I can just put these things public and make a lot of money. But no. I have the money. Okay, I don't want all this money and then I got all this headache from the public. All right. So small group, everyone in the Telegram. All right. Everyone is communicating. Everyone knows, who John David is, what is his character, how he talk, and so on. Right. That is what we want. That is the real partnership here, right? So if you are coming on board because you know Obong, you know collectors, and now you are connecting with me, so this is what this honorable partnership is all about. So, okay, please understand, okay? Because I'm also planning to come over, right? Nigeria, please get ready, okay? I'm going to talk to Obong. So, hi, I'm going to come
highly welcome.
All right, I'm going to come over to Nigeria, right? So, Obong is my connecting point, okay? So, when I decide, I think so. Okay, we're going to plan that because I need to check on Obong's schedule. So because we have a huge family there, guys, who knows me, who already partner with me. I think I have to do a favor for this country, right? I have to come over, and that will be great, guys. Then we can arrange, different meetings, help the people there, right? Why not? We can do that. Okay, I can probably even do some session and teach them how to trade, right? So that will be really, really awesome. But nevertheless, I will be discussing with Obong. So you guys have to work together with him, okay? We need to set up a team, make sure everything is proper. My security is taken care. That's the most important thing, all right? So we will discuss all those things because I will never go anywhere that I have no partnership, all right? That I have no connection like family. So I only will go to where I have connection like family because I know they will protect me. All right, so I don't want to arrive and it is unclear, right? And then it puts my safety, and so on. So that's why we only connect with people, that we really know, and I know that they will protect me. Okay, so I love the Nigerian team who are part of JD Wealth Maker. You guys are awesome. And now we got JDXBOT, we got multiple stream of income. There's a lot of things we can do, right? Okay, guys, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for taking your time, okay, to be here for this AMA session. So we will catch up again. Remember, okay, every Tuesday is the business presentation. So if you have someone, you want to bring them in, bring them on Tuesday, okay, so that they understand, so that they can get involved. And then on Thursday is alternate. So if we do normally I think this will be the third week, right? So first week and the third week will be the AMA session for JDXBOT. Okay, so just take note of that, okay? So with that, God bless each and every one of you. Have a fantastic, fantastic day. And also have a great weekend, okay? As we approach the weekend, some of you probably you need to listen back to some of these videos during the weekend, all right, and educate yourself. Don't waste your weekend, guys. And use the weekend to educate yourself, all right? What I do normally is that, now please understand, okay, if you really want to do well, right, there are things that you need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. All right. So sometimes during the weekend is the best time for you to actually unlearn a lot of things and relearn new things. All right. If you really want to become better, right? So that is important. Okay. Okay, guys. God bless each and every one of you. We will catch up again. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.